Hey, Gavin here. Welcome. So, Scotty Scheffler, the number one golfer in the world, said something absolutely mind-boggling this week. Now, I was very impressed with what he said, yet no one says this. I'm a business coach and consultant, and my clients in private say this kind of thing to me all the time. It's usually why they're kind of, working with me. Yet he, at a press conference, said it out loud. And in this video, I'm going to share what he said, why it's important to you, whether you're building a business now, you've reached the mountaintop, wherever you are on your business journey, this matters greatly. And I'm going to give you some advice. So, what has happened to Scotty Scheffler and how he feels right now does not happen to you. So, let's dive into this. Now, first, if you've never come across me before, my name is Gavin. This channel is called Blissfully, kind of like what it sounds. I help entrepreneurs, business owners, founders really get in touch with who they are, what really matters to them, have meaning, and actually take their business from where it is now to where they know it's possible, but in a way that aligns with what matters to them. And so it's a shift, it's a mindset, it's a different perception on how they see their business in the world. And it usually is for people who are a little burned out, distraught with like, gosh, what does this business become? It's not me anymore, feel a little bit lost and don't know what else to do. All right. So this leads me to Scotty Scheffler's quote. Okay. So he's at the British Open asking, he's not a big fan of answering questions with the media. And I'm going to read you what he said. Okay. So his first thing he says, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of the deepest places of your heart. Holy smokes. Like, who says that? I mean, I think a lot of people, when they accomplish something, they kind of feel that way. But everybody on the outside would be like, you're a number one player in the world. Like, what a dream. You're a PGA professional. You've won the Masters multiple times. You've won all these majors. He goes on to say, he's just getting started. That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up in the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for 2 minutes. Are you kidding me? He said this out loud. Now, I mean, I love the transparency. I love, him being real. I mean, he's being real with himself. He's sharing openly with people, like some things he's going through, obviously. And I feel like we all, as we get older, we start looking at life differently. When you're younger, it's like, oh, if I have $1 million, oh, if I have this business, oh, if I have all these things, then I'll have made it. Then I'll feel good about myself. All this stuff I'll come back to. So he's kind of exposing so far in what he's saying the falsity of that, the illusion of that's not necessarily true. And he continues on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about it, because I've literally worked my entire life to be good at the sport. To have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think, is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not out here to inspire someone to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? Oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, who says this out loud, especially as number one? I mean, it's going to open up a lot of criticism. It's going to actually make people have kind of conversations like this. Like, how's this applied to my life? Yeah. Like, what is the point? Like, and so continuing on, this is really gets to the heart of this and what I'm going to be talking about and how it applies to you. You win it. You celebrate. Get to hug my family. My sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. Then it's like, okay, what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on. It feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for like a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes. And then he says, it sucks. I hate it. I really do. We work so hard for such little moments. I'm kind of sick of it. I love putting in the work. You hear that? I love putting in the work. I love getting to practice. I love getting to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point. Oh, wow. And And then lastly, if I come in second this week or if I finish dead last, no matter what happens, we're always on to the next week. That's one of the beautiful things about golf. And it's also one of the frustrating things because you can have such great accomplishments, but the show goes on. That's just how it is. And oh my gosh, like he said it. So many people feel this way, but they won't let themselves go here. I know I wouldn't let myself go there. I was under the illusion, like so many people are, and so many, clients that I coach is like this next goal is gonna be it. When I get to this certain level of money and security, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be filled. Then I can kind of loosen my belt and breathe a little easier. Then the world will see me as successful and life will be good, right? And that is a big fat lie. And if you talk to anybody who is very wealthy, they will tell you the money is not what makes you happy. In fact, when there's a lot more responsibility in your business and a lot more going on, like the problems get bigger. Everything gets, magnified. And so you really have to take a look as you go and at growing and seeing how you're evolving. Because if you don't, you will get eaten alive by what people call success. Okay. And I do feel like at a certain level, that's what's going through Scotty is like, I had this dream of being this professional golfer my whole life. And I became number one. I won the Masters. I won the Byron Nelson Classic, which he talks about in that thing. And it's like, okay, and this is great. And then I feel good for a few minutes. And then it's like, I'm on to the next day of like, okay, I got to go win the next tournament. And then the whole definition of the identity of that person becomes winning. It becomes hitting that goal. And anything less than that is depleting. And in golf, are you kidding me? You're going to lose a lot more tournaments than you're going to win, even if you're Tiger Woods, even if you're Scotty Scheffler. And it's just never enough. And I think that's the point that almost everybody comes to at some point is that like the goals, the achievements are hollow to some degree because there's always going to be more. There's always going to be more you could have done. So on one side, there's success. On the other side is all the failures too. And so when you define yourself of more and more and more, and then you equate that and correlate that thinking, that's going to come with fulfillment and in my purpose, and then they're let down. And what do business owners and athletes and everybody do? They go, well, this is what I've been doing my whole life. So they double down. I'm guilty of this. I've done other videos about this. That it's like, okay, I just hit that goal. This is pretty good. But you know what? Now that I hit it, it wasn't so bad. And this is great. But now I'm going to get on to the next thing. And this next one, if I know I did 750,000 this year, but what if I did 2 million? And guess what? That when you hit probably 200,000, that was probably going to be the best feeling. I'm like, I didn't think I'd ever make 200,000 or something. And then the 750, it's like, well, so once I hit that 200,000, the 750 wasn't. And I'm telling you, the 2 million, yeah, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. There's zero judgment. Go for it. But if you make that the ultimate, if you make that the point, if you make that the definition of who you are is through those results, you are going to be Scotty Scheffler someday. You're going to go, what's the point? There's just never enough. It's always on to the next thing. I feel like I'm always just struggling to, accomplish more and I can't keep up. And then someday you might be working with me. I'm like, why are you burned out? Well, I would point out right away, like this false belief that is the meaning and who you are is a problem. So if I were talking to Scotty Scheffler right now, I'd say, well, why do you still play golf? Well, probably 10 years ago, he's like, well, I want to win the Masters. I want to be the number one player in the world. I want to do all these things. And guess what? He did it. And now he's like, what else? Like, what's the point? It's not quite what I thought. Like, I'm excited for a little bit, but I constantly have to prove myself. And I'm on this mountaintop. And really, when you get to Everest, the only way is down. And guess what? Like, getting off the mountain is just as important. And that's one of the things that like my focus. I can help people scale. I can help people, really get their area of genius and live their purpose in their business. Yet the thing that I'm after, because this was the difference maker for me, is like, what's the design of my life? Am I excited and inspired and serving people? Am I living who I am? Is my business aligned with what I believe? And then am I giving that value to my employees through my services, through my coaching and consulting in whatever business? And when you're doing that, that is the definition of your why. You're being who you really are. You're living your truth. And the money comes with it. It's a byproduct of it. The scaling is a byproduct of it because you're giving more and more of who you really are. But you don't have to stretch because you're evolving, you're growing, you're changing how you see the world. Yet the byproduct is all the things that are waiting for you. You're kind of getting out of your own way. I'm doing what's called the Surrender Challenge right now. It's one of my favorite books, but the Surrender Experience. And he basically just kind of let go over and over and build $1 billion business, right? But was happy the whole time and wasn't attached to anything. And so I invite you to go watch that series, go look it up on my channel. And I'm really transparent in that. But it comes back to this, like Scotty, now that you're number one in you and your business, now that you've hit all these goals and stuff, why do you get up each day? What's your purpose? What could he do in golf that would really inspire him of who he is as a person? And I know he's really into his faith. Like, how could he share that? How can he spread his platform with that and do everything in golf, living, what it would look like the faith he wants to live? I mean, that's my big thing. I have, a lot of beliefs around certain things, and I want to live my life that way and embody that. And there's a lot of times people have this false belief that, like, I can't do that in golf. I couldn't do that in my business. What has gotten me here? Like, I've had to be hard nosed. I've had to be kind of a jerk. I've had to do these things and at the expense of other people. And I've had to work really hard. And so they have this, like, this is what's gotten me here. But I'm here to tell you, what's gotten you here is not going to get you there. Same with Scotty. What got you here is not going to give you that fulfillment, Scotty. You're going to have that meeting. And if you want to have a conversation, I'd love to, talk to you. We can go deeper on this. But with your business, you've got to look at it differently to have the, people throw around this word freedom, right? Like all these business coaches say, freedom. And I mean, I do too. What's freedom? Freedom is not being trapped by a job or a business that is really a job that you feel like you have to do to maintain a lifestyle that you don't even care that much about. Are you kidding me? That's not freedom. Oh, you get to go on a few vacations. You get to drive a nice car. You have a nice house. You have a country club, whatever it may be. That's not freedom. Freedom is knowing you are living the life you meant to live, that it's on your terms. You're being who you are, and you're the expression of the love, the abundance, the service, the possibility on a daily basis. That is true freedom. And so I bet he feels trapped. I bet he feels like, gosh, I'm this great golfer. I've done all this stuff, but I've kind of done it all. And like, what's the point? My friend, you do not want to be waking up someday and going, what's the point? What's the point of all this? And look back on your life like, yeah, I made the money, but did it really matter? Did I matter? Did I leave a legacy? So if you're wondering if your business is aligned, part of my challenge is I've created this kind of app that you can do it's free, and ask you a couple questions, and then it's going to send you a very detailed and multiple page assessment of like how aligned you are with your business. And the intent of it is to show you like some things that you probably aren't aware of. And again, it's free. I have a book called The Awakened Business Playbook that walks people through this whole process. And then I basically do coaching on that. And I don't do a strategy call. I'll give you a link and you can find it in my other stuff, but basically have an application, see if it's a match or not. Not doing hardcore closing. It's got to be in alignment with what I'm wanting to share and what people are wanting to receive, and also given that partnership. So hopefully you go and watch that interview yourself, and I might even provide a link to it. But it's eye-opening. You probably felt that way either now or you're kind of in the process of that and you're worried about, gosh, that's going to be me someday. Don't let that be you. You can make changes right now. So again, I'll leave the link to my other, the Surrender Challenge. Would really, invite you to come along with that. I am very transparent on there. a little out of my comfort zone, which is one of the things I teach. Yet I'm excited about it. I'm excited about this channel. I'm just getting, going with it. I've been in sales and building businesses and coaching I've been on all those other things for about 30 years. And I've been in, coaching for the last decade. So subscribe, share a comment. What do you think of what Scotty said? What do you think of what I said? Hit the bell so you can get more of my videos. And I'm looking forward to helping you take your business to where it's possible and aligned with you. Much love, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.